In this video, I challenge myself to build a giant wooden bicycle that actually works. From designing a massive 2-meter wooden wheel to assembling a fully functional drivetrain, this project pushes creativity, engineering, and craftsmanship to the next level. Watch the full process of cutting, shaping, assembling, sanding, and testing this oversized wooden bike. The final test ride was intense. Will it survive or collapse? Today I decided to challenge myself with something many people would call impossible. Building a giant wooden bicycle nearly 2 meters tall and more than 3 meters long, and not just as a display piece, but a bicycle that can actually ride on the road. From the moment the idea came to my mind, I knew this would not be a simple woodworking project. A bicycle that large means every force is multiplied, every mistake is amplified, and every measurement must be calculated with extreme precision. I began by carefully sketching the blueprint, calculating the wheel diameter, the thickness of each wooden layer, the frame length, the axle position, the chain alignment, and especially the seat height, because if the proportions were wrong, I wouldn't even be able to pedal it properly. This project was not just about creativity, it was about engineering, balance, and structural strength. The first major challenge was building the wheels. Each wheel needed to be almost 2 meters tall, which meant cutting massive circular wooden pieces and laminating them together to create enough thickness and durability. Every cut had to be smooth and symmetrical. If the wheel was even slightly uneven, the bicycle would wobble or collapse under pressure. As I assembled the layers and installed the wooden spokes, I could feel the scale of the project becoming real. When I finally lifted the first wheel upright, it stood nearly as tall as I did. At that moment, I felt both proud and nervous, because now there was no turning back. Next came the frame, the backbone of the entire structure. A giant bicycle requires a frame strong enough to handle not only my weight, but also the torque generated while pedaling. I reinforced the structure with thick crossbeams and double support joints. Before moving forward, I tested the frame by carefully standing on it, shifting my weight from side to side. When it remained solid and stable, I finally allowed myself to believe that this ambitious build might actually succeed. The drivetrain installation was the most intense part of the entire process. I had to precisely align the metal axle within the wooden wheel hubs, ensuring perfect balance. Then came the chain system. Because of the oversized proportions, even a minor misalignment could cause the chain to slip or jam. I adjusted, tested, readjusted, and tested again. When I finally pressed the pedal with my hand and saw the giant wheel slowly rotate for the first time, it felt like magic. A structure made of wood was transforming into a functional machine. After completing the mechanical system, I sanded every surface and applied a protective coating to shield the wood from moisture and wear. The final step was installing the extra tall seat. It was so high that I needed a ladder to climb onto it. Sitting up there, looking down from that height, I realized how surreal this project truly was. But one final question remained. Would it actually ride? I rolled the bicycle out onto an empty road. My heart was pounding. I climbed up carefully, positioned my feet on the oversized pedals, took a deep breath, and pushed forward. At first, the movement was slow and heavy. The massive wooden wheels resisted, as if testing my determination. For a brief second, I thought it might fail. Then, gradually, the wheels began to turn more smoothly. the bicycle started moving forward, steady and controlled. I was riding a giant wooden bicycle, something that had existed only as an idea days before. In that moment, all the exhaustion disappeared. Every cut, every measurement, every doubt was worth it. This project was more than just building something large. It was proof that bold ideas can become reality with patience, precision, and persistence. Sometimes the only thing separating impossible from possible is the willingness to try. And as I continued riding down the road on this oversized creation, I couldn't help but wonder what giant challenge I should take on next.